Hello ladies and gentlemen, Keaton here and welcome to Nuclear Throne update number 68. For those of you who do not know, this is the one time a week where we here at Tengu Drop take a look at the latest Nuclear Throne update, grab that changelog, put it into video format for your viewing pleasure, and show you as much as possible. With that said, before we head into update number 68, let's quickly recap what happened in update number 67. Update number 67 did not add any new content to the game, but there were many notable fixes and changes made, including art for existing mutations, color coding tips, and focusing on a few gameplay issues. Now that we're all caught up, let's check out update number 68. Update number 68's primary focus revolves around the visual overhaul Vlambeer mentioned last week. This week, Vlambeer continued their work on that visual overhaul with a new work in progress main menu. There's a lot to go over with these changes, so let's break it down. First, when hovering over the character select icons on the main menu, the corresponding character's names slowly pop up in a speech bubble. When choosing a character, the character's portrait slides into view with their passive and active abilities listed below the portrait. Additionally, the color-coded text introduced last week has also been applied to the context of the character's abilities. These new presentation elements have replaced virtually the entirety of the old character select screen. Currently, this overhaul to the main menu has had some side effects to the other menus accessed via the game select screen. The changelog, stats, credits, and options menus are currently hidden under the black bars overlaying the screen, and as a result, can make it difficult to see some of the content on those menus. Now, it's understandable that players may not see the merit in an update focused around something as simple as a menu, and Vlambeer understand and have posted a lengthy explanation for this week's update along with the changelog, and we highly recommend anyone interested to read it for themselves. In short, the visual interface for a video game is often very overlooked, but it's about as important as any other aspect of the game. It can help with anything from immersion to simply keeping players alive by way of an informative HUD. Vlambeer are continuing to chisel away at the edges of Nuclear Throne's presentation to provide a more rounded, visually appealing experience for the player. That's a large part of why the game exists in early access, to show the general public the steps from roughly surfaced idea to eventual smooth and polished final product. So while it may not be a rocket launcher that fires grenades that then fire more rockets that fire more grenades, it's still a very important part of Nuclear Throne's evolution into its final form. And Vlambeer are adamant to remind everyone that the new character select screen is still very much a work in progress, and that players should see the visual aspects of the game continue to change over the next few weeks. Now let's check out the changes and fixes for the week. This week brings only one new change, and it's to something we were unable to cover last week. Last week, a quote-unquote cursed version of the Crystal Caves was secretly added to the game, and this week, spiderwebs in said secret version of the Crystal Caves now work properly. And that's it for fixes and changes this week. As always, if you would like to read the full changelog for yourself, and again, we highly recommend you do, a link can be found in the description below. Now let's check in with what the community has been up to. This week, Steam user Solid has issued the Leo Rage Challenge, asking players to go the distance with a rogue, using only a certain roster of weapons, and starting with the Crown of Explosions. Steam user Leonidas is also back this week with the Synergy Challenge, asking players to go the distance with eyes, using only toxic weapons and specific mutations. There's more to both these challenges, so as always, be sure to check the links in the description below listed under Community Linkdom for all the details. Then head over to the Nuclear Throne wiki to start crafting your winning strategies. And that'll do it for update number 68. It's interesting to see Vlambeer starting to focus so heavily on the interface of the game. Does this mean Nuclear Throne is closing in on a feature lock? As for the interface itself, it's far too early to judge whether it works for me personally, but it's a welcome change from the old version. Nonetheless, the main menu has come a long way, and I'm personally excited to see Vlambeer continue to round out the rough edges. So here's to whatever Vlambeer have left in terms of the visual overhaul. Anyway, if you haven't already purchased Nuclear Throne and you want to learn more about it, be sure to check out nuclearthrone.com. You can also subscribe to Vlambeer's Twitch channel where they live stream the development of this game every Tuesday and Thursday. Subscribing gives you access to Nuclear Throne emoticons used on twitch.tv, as well as a Steam copy of the game. And of course, we here at Tengu Drop do our best to cover the latest Nuclear Throne update every weekend, and we also do a Nuclear Throne playthrough called the One Shot every Thursday. So be sure to check back often, or just subscribe to the channel. As always, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the latest additions and changes made to the game. How do you feel about the new main menu interface? How do you feel about the cursed crystal caves, since we weren't able to cover that last week? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, hope it was informative, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!